Look who's back at it again. I get there's all sorts of hype in the Megaman X community right now, but you guys, I'm happy with what we got. Capcom has blessed us with 8 X games, and they are all so well made there's no way that any fan could top them. I mean, we have the would-be ending to the X series, X5, with its Majora's Mask-esque time limit. People love that game, nothing could go wrong with copying that formula. And various plot holes that don't answer anything. I mean, look at this dude. Shows up, answers no questions, and introduces more characters and villains, then tries to end it all on a cliffhanger. Perfection. And then Capcom outdoes themselves and creates X6, which is my favorite one. And no, that wasn't sarcasm. Then for some reason they forgot how to count and skipped to X8. Weird. Which X8 was an incredible game with no flaws and gimmicks. Like, I'll load it up right now. Huh. I don't remember that. Was that always so annoying? Man, that city stage was nothing. Where's the platformy goodness? Oh no, it's spikes. Spikes everywhere. Okay, so that doesn't look so good. But hey, they had to reinvent the upgrade system since there are more characters to play as this time. Good thing they made everything so affordable. No, they didn't. Well, they have a way to reduce the prices. Wait, that didn't change anything. These prices make me feel like this. See, I'm perfectly happy with the original X8. 2.5D and voice acting can't be beat. Oh crap, a virus infected my PC and now my X8 got corrupted. What the? No one read me the title, but it says Megaman X8. Guess I'll go back to what I was doing and wait, I know that 16-bit dude. I heard Zero and Axel are around, but I'll just go with the good old X. Alright, fine. Let's try out the X8 D-Make. I gotta say, this D-Make really blew my mind. It gets a lot of things right that the original got wrong, which I'm not disappointed in the original, I just think it got a little too ambitious and lost its identity. Let me explain. The X series always toyed with the idea of being able to switch between two characters, but they only use this mechanic in X3 and Extreme 2, but I feel like I'm forgetting another one. Oh well. Yet this kinda doesn't work with how the X games progress. Like in X3, Zero started out really strong, but he couldn't collect upgrades or get any weapons, and he also couldn't die. But that didn't last very long because when you fully upgraded X, you had no reason to use Zero ever again, and you started to forget he was in the game. In Extreme 2, X and Zero had upgrades they could collect, but you could get greedy and have one character hog all the upgrades. Kind of like X5 and X6 where you can go all in on one character. X8 tries to balance this by introducing the medal system, which makes sense, right? Have a collectible every character can collect and purchase your favorite character's upgrade, which would be fine if they made things affordable. I never thought about how bad the money system was until I played the Legacy Collection, which patches the infinite money glitch, which me and my friends totally found on accident. True story. It had something to do with spending your money on a life tank refill and entering a stage. Kinda reminds me of the missing no glitch in Pokemon. Anyway, it was amazing once you got that glitch. You could purchase all the upgrades for the Maverick Hunters and the Navigators. But no, they fixed it in the Legacy Collection and now you can't afford anything. The only real strat is to get the metal generator and make your character run to the left overnight. Even then, you will have to do that a couple of times. So when playing the D-Make, it took me a moment to realize I was collecting real upgrades and not money. And man, it just felt so right. All the upgrades were fun to collect and pretty easy to guess where they were at. Like the Burn Rooster sub-tank took me a couple tries to find that one. But man, can we talk about the glow-up Yetis and Mana Wars stages got? These levels are actually fun, and just like Overdrive Ostrich's level, I felt like I could make mistakes, and instead of going fast, I was walking back to my bike like an idiot, which was pretty great. The later entries just make you sit on the bike permanently, which was a little too punishing. X5 intro. I remember getting stuck on those parts in X4 and 5 for a long time until I memorized the stage, which isn't really a rewarding skill. Like when I came back to Yeti's level, I really felt like I started to get the hang of the bike and blasted through the level, which felt great, like really great. Man, I miss that feeling. It takes me back to playing X8 and just getting destroyed by how hard the game was and turning to my brother in excitement saying, "This game is really hard." Just in love with the challenge, and I didn't have the game memorized yet, which is a real problem for X fans. Once you have those games down to a science, the challenge is gone. This is one of those rare cases that this game rewards high skill, and if you're a scrub, you can still get through the game, but slower. I was actually losing to a boss. I can't remember the last time I lost to a boss to the point where I thought about leaving the stage unfinished and trying another one. Like, what has this game done to me? This game made me feel human. Is this what it's like to be gatekept by a boss and have all your progress halted until you get good? Who knew dying all the time in a Mega Man game could make you feel alive? Anyway, being humbled by a video game aside, we still gotta talk about how the levels were all improved. I really like how the game reintroduced the platforming elements back into the X games. X8 levels were fun to run around in until you got stuck in a gimmick area or one of those lame trash mob rush areas. Like, is this supposed to be fun? It's not like I'm going to lose to these Lego light bulbs. But I do have to give him some credit. In one of those rooms, you get to flip the script and you fight Vile with the right armor, and then you get to beat the crap out of him and get your sweet revenge. And let's not forget, there's a huge issue with X8. All the spikes everywhere. You can buy a spike barrier upgrade, which allows you to step on one spike. It does come in clutch until you eat the next spike pit. So can we all agree that filling a stage full of spikes isn't really game design? Right? Right. And that's what I like about this demake. The levels actually have a design and make you take multiple paths and explore more of the level, which is really fun in an X game. I get blowing through levels like a speedrunner, but I do like to explore parts of stages that are potentially hiding secrets. And the best part is there are some secrets with multiple paths. It's crazy. And I'm not one for looking for the optimal route in X games, but it is really nice when the designer gives you options when you find a secret. I almost feel like it's not fair to compare the two, but there's no defending the Jacob elevator. That level is just super boring. And the remake feels like X1 where you're infiltrating Sigma's fortress again. But the demake can't fix a problem I did notice with both games. There's a little too much Vile going on here. Like, the Sigma stages don't have any unique bosses. They're all just Sigmas and Viles. I guess no one noticed because Lumine was a new final boss and had two forms, I guess. But I noticed, and it's really annoying they couldn't come up with any new bosses. But the demake did spice things up a lot. Something they introduced in X Challenge and X Dive was the double boss fight encounters, which I thought should have been in the boss rush mode to begin with. They should have always made you refight the bosses in pairs instead of 1v1 again. It would have made the encounters funner and much faster to get through. And the Sigma and Lumine fights are completely different, and I didn't feel overpowered going into those. Like, they felt like fair fights, and I had to put thought into them. Which is crazy, actually fighting a last boss instead of just spamming charge shots. This demake was a step in the right direction, and I didn't give it credit it deserved since, it was a fan remake of an existing game. But I'm glad I checked it out. I'm glad this game brought back the potential of the X series. Most people would argue that the X games have peaked and you can't make anything new with them. But this game has shown us that we haven't even scratched the surface when it comes to Mega Man X. The games are only really as good as the level design and challenge in them. If you're running through empty hallways and blowing away trash mobs, then this game isn't really truly living up to its reputation. Give us more of these unique levels, break some physics, make us work to get to the end of the stage. And even then, the boss shouldn't be a pushover that can barely fight back. This game has given us a taste of the challenge X games used to bring to us. And the best way to experience the nostalgia of X games isn't by replaying the old titles we beat a million times. It's by giving us a challenge that pushes us to our limits and sends us back to the game over screen. And that's exactly what this demake brought back to the X community. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. See you next time.